a journey of growth where you learn and welcome. Thank you. Can love alone sustain marriage? Cannot sustain marriage. There are other factors because everyone who is divorced today, if you meet them and interrogate them, you find that they love themselves. They all love themselves, but they discover they can't live together just because they love themselves. That means there are other factors that can sustain marriage, and I would say love alone cannot sustain marriage, but committed love. And there are a lot of characteristics of committed love. So committed love is what sustains a marriage. Committed love. When you talk about committed love, what exactly do you mean? Okay, committed love has to do with a lot of characteristics. Because for a marriage to stand, we love ourselves, but there are days when we need to make tough decisions. You find that some people, when they just get married, in the first 5 years, it's like they want to run away, they want to run back, because they've gotten to the stage where they start to discover each other. They are at their discovery stage. At first they were just at the meeting stage, loving each other stage, but when they come to live together after the wedding, they are at the discovery stage. So they begin to discover each other, things that they didn't know when they were not together, and then they want to run away, but there are things that can sustain the marriage. That's committed love, and it has to do with faithfulness. Faithfulness is loyalty. It takes loyalty for every marriage to be sustained. So when we talk about committed love, we talk about faithfulness, being faithful to one another for the marriage to stand. And then we talk about communication. Every marriage survives in a place where there is openness, where there is proper communication. Just like they say, communication is the life wire of every relationship. So if communication dies in relationship, the marriage dies. The relationship dies. So if you want to talk about committed love, you have to be committed to communicating to each other, being open to each other no matter what happens. And if you just love yourselves and you're not committed to communicating, the marriage will not stand. Then we can also talk about trust, fidelity. If you can't trust yourself, then you know that you're not committed enough to the marriage, and the marriage cannot stand. So we'll talk about trust. Sometimes things happen alongside that makes us not to be able to trust each other, but trust is earned. And if you can trust yourself enough, if you can wait for some time, trust yourself enough, then you're sure that you have committed love that can sustain the marriage. We have other factors too that will come with time. So, okay. All right. helps people to be patient with each other, because time and chance, happens. There is always room for growth, So when you love someone, you're committed to loving someone. You're committed to being patient with that person. Okay, so when you truly love someone, you want to be patient with a person. So love plays a role of you being patient with one another, and love also helps you to forgive. Yeah. Forgive one another to sustain your marriage, because forgiveness is letting go of prisoner and later realizing that you were that prisoner. So no marriage succeeds without you forgiving one another. So you forgive the person because you love the person, just like Christ loved the person. Another factor that will help that love brings into sustaining a marriage: selflessness. Yes, there is no person you say you love that you are so selfish with. You can't say you love someone and you're thinking about yourself alone. You're not thinking about how your spouse, your partner will grow, will fulfill their own destiny. Mm-hmm. You're thinking about yourself alone. You can't say you love them. So love is selflessness. And selflessness helps you to empathize, to see the other person, to see their heart, to see how you can make them be themselves, be the best version of themselves, bring out their potential. And being selfless is another way of helping them to love you. Yes. So when you're talking about you, yourself, and I, me, myself, and I, just three of you, you won't be selfless enough to enable that person to love you the way they can. So if you say you love someone, then you'll be selfless. So another thing that love brings into a successful marriage is endurance. Yes, you only endure with someone you love. Mm-hmm. Yes, so love is endurance. When you love someone, you endure, you grow with them, you be patient with them, you forgive, and that is it.
All right, if you are just joining us, this is you and I, and the topic today is, can love alone be married today? And my guest has been great. I will just tight, we'll soon be back.
Are you in search of quality?
Misconceptions about love and marriage.
Okay, these days, people walk around and say, marriage is scum. Yes, they say marriage is scum. There's no true marriage anywhere. Just follow who has money. Not just money, enough money to take care of you, enough money to meet your needs. So that's the common misconception. People say there's nothing like love. Gen Z say there's nothing like love.
Yes.
Money. Is enough. Marriage is ordained by God. Yes, God is the originator of marriage, and marriage is a covenant between two persons. Marriage is not a contract. It's not a contract you sign with your contract. Marriage is a commitment. Marriage is not for sex. Marriage sex. You know, marriage was ordained by God. It's a covenant that God created, you know, for us to continue reprocreation, for fellowship, for, you know, commitment. It's about money, you know, it's about what you can get from each other. So that is not what marriage is. And everyone that builds their marriage on this common misconception will definitely fall. Because if you build your marriage on this, you find out that love is not there. You know, you can't endure each other. You can't be patient with each other. You can't be committed. You can't grow. You can't thrive. You can't fulfill. So this common she said, my place marriage faces a lot of challenges, just like as we are in this world, challenges of life has no timetable.
Yeah, exactly.
It can come at any time.
And anyhow.
And if you meet people today, you and then in fact, decision the man is the body man is the when the man told her, you're going to help me, we'll run my business together, then in time, as time goes on, I will establish yours. And she moved in. Now, she didn't know that He's saying that is already a controlling behavior. That is already a sign that this man wants to, cage me up, not even minding my gift, my potentials, what God has created me to do, and all that. No. So she agreed to it, and as time goes on, the man accused her of everything. Today, tomorrow, the man will say, "You're bringing nothing to this family. I've been the one spending since we got married." And the man also refused to do what he said he would do by establishing an own business. And in fact, right now they are separated.
That is it.
Because the man
the man was actually insecure.
Insecure, yes. So red flags, and you not properly looking at who you want to marry, studying them and finding out things about them can also pose a challenge at the long run in your marriage. Birth issue can bring problem in marriage. For people who have not come to the realization that God gives children and every sex of a child is okay and important. So some men say, it's men I want, it's boys I want. Some people say, I want just boys, and the woman is having girl children. Yeah. And then some men say, you're not fertile, you can't give children, so the marriage will start and all that. So those things bring challenge in marriage, and then not growing in marriage. Not growing. Because marriage is a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey. So if you have refused to grow in your marriage, keep learning, keep improving yourself, keep learning new things, you find out that the other person might be evolving and you are not evolving. And at the long run, it will pose challenge. Either the lady is evolving or the man is evolving. So these are the things that can bring challenge. The money can also bring challenge. Or we don't have money enough to take care of our family. And then let's say the man alone is working and the woman is not working.
Or the woman alone is working.
Or the woman alone is working, good. And then the income cannot take care of the family needs. Before you know it, they're already having challenge.
And comparison too.
Comparison. This man is better than you. This woman is better than you. My mom looks better than you. Forgetting that we can all learn, we can all grow, we can learn new things. So having a fixed mindset can post another challenge to your marriage. You need to have a growth mindset. You need to understand that, okay, maybe I don't know how to do this, but I can learn, I can do it. But some person say, I don't know how to do this, and that's me, or I don't pretend, I will never learn. And so that is a fixed mindset. And if you have a fixed mindset, there will definitely be a challenge in your marriage. So these are the common challenges that marriages encounter these days.
If you are just joining us, this is You and I. Can love alone sustain marriage today? They said love covers all things. And someone that has that fixed mind mentality, okay, this is what I know and that's all. Can't love cover it?
Cover it, love alone?
No, love alone cover it.
No, love alone cannot cover it. Now, I do tell people, when you choose a man you want to marry, you have to remember that you're not just choosing a man to marry, you're also choosing the father of your children.
Okay.
And when you're choosing a woman you want to marry, you're not just choosing a woman for yourself, you're also choosing the mother of your children. So when you choose, you have to ask yourself, can this man be the father of my children? Can this woman take care of my children? Can this woman be the mother of my children? It's just like you need a house and you rent the house. Tomorrow the landlord is disturbing you, someone is disturbing you, what will you do? You wait for either you wait for your rent to expire, you pack out, or you actually leave. Let's say you buy a car and the car is posting a lot of challenges. You can either decide to sell the car, add money and buy a new one. Or let's say you need a job urgently and you get a job, but the job is not like what it's so sick, you want to resign and go away, but marriage is not you can't move away from marriage easily. So before you go into marriage, you have to look at who can he be the father of my children, can he be the mother of my children, can we do life together, is it working, is it building me, is it increasing me? Now if you check all of that and it is okay, that is when you go into it. But if it's not, no, loving someone alone don't sustain your marriage. All these other factors are the things. Committed love is the very thing that will sustain your marriage.
Committed love. I get that. I'm sure that one has sinked into your mind. Committed love. Then what factors contribute to the longevity of love in marriage?
Okay. Trust.
Trust.
Yes. A broken trust is like a broken bottle. Let's say you have a glass here and it's broken. You can't fix it together. The scars, the marks keep showing. Yes. So one thing that help marriages to stay long is trust. When you can openly trust each other. I know there are things that happen alongside, like the Gen Z is watching me. There are things that happen, alongside and in your former relationships, and then you're still carrying that wound, thinking that everyone you meet is the same, everyone you meet will do the same thing to you. But if you can heal from it, okay? If you can heal from it, you can let go. If you can meet a therapy, you go for therapy, heal from it, so you'll be able to trust when you marry. You'll be able to trust someone when you marry. Because when you don't trust anyone, no matter how good they are, you can't see their goodness. When you don't trust them, you can't move, you can't do life with them. So if you want your marriage to last, you have to trust. If you want your marriage to last, you have to show commitment. Every love that lasts is built on commitment. It's built on you making the decision to be committed to each other. Because there are decisions my husband took before we got married, and some of the decisions are the things keeping our marriage to today. There are decisions that I took, and those decisions are the things that are keeping our marriage. So we are 10 years in marriage.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma.
You're great.
Thank you, ma. So we are 10 years in marriage, and we've stayed as long because we committed to loving each other. We committed to growing.
Now, what do you think what is about forgiveness when you talk about what contributes to longevity of
marriage? Yes,
forgiveness.
Forgiveness is part of it. Yes,
and up to you, forgiveness is essential.
Is essential. In fact, it's number one.
Good. Because
if you cannot
without forgiveness, there will be no commitment.
Beautiful. Yes.
Because if you keep counting and recounting
and piling up the offenses, piling up. There was a time I don't know. There was a place I went to speak. That was years back, and then I told them that there's something my husband has done, and I will forgive him for life. He has already signed a check of forgiveness for life because of what he did, and then every day I pray that God gives me the grace. Yes, God gives me the grace to keep to it.
Yeah, you will.
So
he has given you the grace, and you will keep it.
Yes. So it's also forgiveness cannot be overemphasized. Yes, because people offend you so A is human. People offend you at all time. People can offend you in their words. They can offend you in their action. Your spouse can offend you in his words, his or her words, action, and even inaction. They can offend you by what they are doing and by what they are not doing. They can offend you by who they are talking to, and all that. But you have to make a decision to keep forgiving if you want your marriage to last. So faithfulness is part of it. Every marriage succeeds when you are faithful to each other, when you're faithful to your marriage, you're faithful to your, the vows you made, your family. Trust is there. Commitment to growing is there. That is what can sustain your marriage. Patience is there. If anybody you think you want to get better, you have to be patient with them. Because everyone have their own timetable. So patience is there. Respect is there. Yes.
For each other.
And women interpret love as respect. Yes. When you respect a woman, she interprets it as you loving her. Yes. Not correcting her in the public. Mm-hmm. Because public correction is like humiliation.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what it is.
Is humiliation. So you're trying to make everyone to know that you've been saying this, or you're not she's in support of this, and maybe she's not wise enough, or he's not wise enough, So respect for one another. So when you love a woman, when you show her love, she interprets it as respect. And when you honor a man, he also interprets it as what? Respect.